Hey, how's it going? In today's video, could we be discovering more evidence of an incoming major PlayStation game showcase with some huge PlayStation 5 game reveals for the very first time? And the Game Pass versus $70 PlayStation 5 games rages on. I'll be giving my take on that in the second half of this video. One such $70 game, God of War Ragnarok, could be getting its gameplay debut, and apparently soon, sourced via PSU.com. So the headline reads, Rumour, God of War Ragnarok gameplay to debut at upcoming Sony show. Indeed, Sony is hotly tipped to unveil the first God of War Ragnarok gameplay during its post-E3 2021 show later this summer. At least according to reliable insider Special_Nick, the co-founder of Xbox Era, who wrote on Twitter that he's been told by sources that we'll see Kratos' highly anticipated PS5 and PS4 title in action pretty soon. Now, God of War Ragnarok is the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's critically acclaimed reboot of the franchise. It won Game of the Year, and deservedly so. God of War Ragnarok is due for release in 2022. Now, PSU.com go on to state that Sony hasn't announced any plans to showcase God of War Ragnarok in the near future, but hopefully Nick is bang on the money with this rumour. Okay, well, it's certainly feasible. I mean, we've only seen a title teaser trailer for the game, so it makes sense that God of War Ragnarok is shown at some point this year. If the rumour holds any water, will this be a full-on PS5 game showcase covering many titles, or could this be a State of Play specific event? Will the event be held in July or August? Perhaps it's for Sony's own PlayStation Experience event, historically held in December. Whatever the event, I'm excited for God of War Ragnarok to see gameplay for the first time, regardless of the event format. And I'll be keeping an eye on this one, so keep it locked to Foxy Games UK. Okay, so let's briefly talk Game Pass and the whole $70 per game versus the Xbox subscription model. So I woke up this morning, obviously, brushed my teeth, I splashed my face, made coffee, checked Twitter, only to find nothing but an abundance of whiny, complaining, miserable people. Don't do that, do this, buy that, don't buy it, do what I do, Game Pass, PlayStation Now, $70 gaming, $1 gaming, yours is crap, mine is better, PS5, Series X, me. I think I need to allow at least 3 to 4 hours of full consciousness before I really check Twitter. Honestly, if it wasn't for my YouTube channel, I wouldn't even use Twitter or social media for that matter. It can feel so dim, dank, and devoid of logic at times. Sure, there's positive vibes somewhere on Twitter, but it's overshadowed by the sorry existence of morons, unfortunately. Look, I get that some people outside of health issues will never be heard, seen, or ever noticed, if not for Twitter and social media, but that's probably for a very good reason. Obviously in life, nobody takes you seriously, and sure, everyone has the right to an opinion, but you need to understand not everyone is interested in that opinion. How many reply tweets or DMs do I have to receive selling me on Game Pass? Not by Microsoft, not by Xbox, no. It's regular random people selling me on 3 months of Game Pass for $1, even though I've been signed up to Game Pass for almost a year, and to Game Pass Ultimate at that. No, not the $1 option, the £10.99 Great British Pounds per month option. It's like Sony sending out emails to customers informing of PS5 availability when they already purchased a PS5 from Sony Direct. Not only are they trying to sell me on Game Pass, they're also reminding me that Sony are charging me $70 or 70 UK pounds per game, and I should sign up to Game Pass. You don't need to sell Game Pass on behalf of Microsoft. What the hell are you doing, acting as Xbox sales people like a bunch of unpaid shills who praise Xbox boss Phil Spencer as the saviour of gaming? If you read some of the tweets, you'd think the man had been given godlike status, and I'm not having a pop-up. Phil, just the mindset that exalts him. And I'm only talking about a very specific group of individuals here, the vocal minority. Most Xbox users are fine, as are PlayStation gamers. It's just that loud, obnoxious group making the community look bad. I've noticed many many known media types talking up, hyping, and in many ways selling you on the benefits of Game Pass too. Only difference is most of them are probably getting paid. You also have some PlayStation users trashing Game Pass and targeting other PlayStation users who may own an Xbox or PC in addition to PlayStation, having a go at them for supporting Game Pass. Whether you like the service or not, it's really none of your business what someone else chooses to do with their own money. Like I said, it's the vocal minority, the loud crowd. I get questioned all the time, why do I use Game Pass? Well, the short answer is primarily for the games that I wouldn't probably purchase, but don't mind playing. Those relatively unknown titles that would ordinarily have flown under the radar. But if a Game Pass game turns out to be great, I would be inclined to own it physically. I would spend the $70 or whatever it costs, not to rent, to access, but to own. Game Pass also frees up cash for other platforms I own, Switch and PS5. But that's just me. We all have different reasons for signing up to these services. When all is said and done, Game Pass or services like it are here to stay. The type of vitriol, sad, angry rants are simply a waste of human energy, a pointless exercise, totally futile. If you don't like Game Pass, you don't like PlayStation Now, then don't use it. But have the decency to allow others to enjoy it without the online prejudice or harassment. Some people just want to own their games. They want a collection. They're from the old school perhaps. Maybe they're from the new school. I'm certainly a seasoned gamer and I want to see games on my shelf. Games I own. Games that don't lock me out because I don't have internet access. Games that I can resell. Unlikely, but resell. Should I get bored, or I can just give it to somebody. Yeah, loan it. So, you know it's an effed up world when others are irate simply because of the things you like, the preferences you have. I've seen tweets from people who publicly admit that they chose the $500 Series X over PS5, and literally because some Xbox-centric YouTubers told them to, who they then praised for being the deciding factor in how they spent their own money. The handing over of your financial power to Xbox YouTubers. You couldn't make this shit up. And it's not just consoles. I have an Apple/iOS product loving fanatic of a cousin who basically told me people are dumb to choose Android when I casually mentioned I preferred the Android OS. Twitter is seemingly filled to its virtual core with incredibly overly opinionated users whose tweets are immediately pounced on by other overly opinionated users. How very depressing. Though, what say you? Go ahead, sound off, share your thoughts and opinions on today's news, because that unfortunately brings us to the end of the video, but let's continue the discussion cordially in the comments. And for all your gaming news, rumor and plausible speculation, hit the like button, yes, subscribe and hit the notification bell and help us reach more gamers, so feel free to share the video. Consider supporting Foxy Games UK via Patreon, you'll find a link in the video's description. Thank you for the extra support, but that concludes our time together on this Monday. Thanks for hanging out. Until the next time, play games, not corporations.